Hello, my name is Ector, and in today's build tutorial we're going to learn how to build an A-frame house with loads of different options and different possibilities. So let's get straight into it. Right, first up, you're going to want to basically build yourself a kind of basic roof structure like this. Okay, very simple. You'll have done this, I'm sure, tons in Minecraft. And the best bit is you can kind of start on the floor. Now, obviously, if you are in survival, you'll kind of want to do a bit of this and kind of just keep going up like that, and then shifting, and then doing that, and just going all the way up. Now, it kind of depends how big you want it. Obviously, the higher up you go, the bigger the house will be. It's kind of up to you. So you decide. I've decided to go just this high for this one. Now, a little tip for placing a lot of stairs in a roof like this. Obviously on the floor you're kind of fine, you can just do that, but once you get a bit higher up, doing this repeatedly is a little bit of a hassle. So here's a little tip for you. You want to just go one up like that, so not there like that, and put a kind of row of just whatever blocks, and then just skip one and do another one there, and then basically another one like that. And what you want to do is kind of go all the way along like that, wherever you've got to place stairs, and then you can kind of just go along here and just kind of place these stairs. Really a lot simpler, and because you've got stairs you can actually just climb up as well. So that's a kind of just a little tip there for you. See how much easier that is. And yeah, you'll have to clear away the temporary blocks, but actually, you know what, it's so worth it. Right, now once you have that, you've got to start the tedious task, and this is a little bit tedious, of kind of putting upside down stairs. Now you don't have to do this, of course, it's kind of up to you, but I do think it makes the roof a lot nicer. And once you've done that, now if you want to just go for a very standard A-frame like this one, this is of course where you start kind of putting in the kind of things like this. So let us just do an example. Now, I think it's always better to come in like at least one block. Even 2 blocks would be cool. And then from there, you can of course start putting in like your kind of basic frame. So you might decide to have like a door there. That's what I'd start off with, is deciding where your door is. And with these, it's really nice to start kind of adding some depth. So using, let's just get that there. We go. There we go. Oh, that's not really worked there. Let's put that there. There we go. What's nice is to be able to kind of use a little bit of depth, and you can see we kind of did a lot of that here in this one. We used stairs a lot to create added depth into the kind of the front. So what I do is I kind of build in sections. So what I think is a really kind of good way of making this better is kind of cutting up the actual front into little sections. So you can see like that, you can kind of start to see where everything is, and then start, you know, deciding where you might want to put windows. Maybe you want some here like that, I think 3 like that there, and maybe we'll just have that too high there like that, so something like that. And there we go. So put some windows there, and obviously we'd have to get rid of some of these. There we go, like that. And maybe you have a bit of a kooky window there like that. Another thing that you can do, let's just kind of get rid of some of these blocks here now. That will add a lot of kind of character to these A-frame houses, and that's rather than just kind of starting off in the middle like that, is actually starting off, let's go in 2 like that, and kind of starting off a little bit more off to one side like that. There we go. And maybe we don't, let's go, so that would be here, but maybe we'd do it here. There we go, like that. So you can see that as at different angles, and that just means you can kind of, again, you know, do something a little bit different. Let's place a door here. Let's put it like that, so we'd have maybe a door there. Let's just do that, just so we can kind of see vaguely. And I'm using an acacia door just because I quite like that door. Maybe we have something, again, stairs are very good for adding, you know, more depth into the build, like so. And there we go, something like that. I quite like that. But maybe up here we have more of a window kind of setting. So actually maybe we take these out like that. That comes up another one, that comes up another one like that. You're there like this, and maybe we'd actually have a window right along there like that. So we'd be able to put a window in like this, something like that. I don't know, but that already, because it's at one angle, kind of gives it a little bit of a different feel. And maybe in fact what we could do is kind of bring that up one more block like that. Maybe it looks a bit weird. Maybe we can do that. No, we can't. Okay, now that will have to kind of stay like that. But you kind of see my point, I think. Kind of going off to one side, that kind of creates a little bit of a different kind of feel. And you could even kind of come out here instead and kind of create another kind of another bit of kind of layering into the house. So coming off to one side like that, and again adding different sections, kind of carving out the space, I think is a really good general building tip. I find that really helps me kind of map out where I kind of might want to start building things. Let's go one up here, something like that. And that creates a bit of a different, a bit more kooky kind of facade. But now let's, in case you want to do something a little bit different, where one side it goes up a bit more, let's see and have a look at that. Okay, so from this A-frame, so you can easily extend it if you so wanted. You do this kind of by adding another one there, and then just on one side, you kind of go out a little bit more like that. So that's how you kind of start that. I mean, you can, of course, if you knew you wanted to build this from the get-go, you can easily, obviously, start this way. That's not a problem. And then it's kind of up to you how much farther up you want to go. I think I'll do one more. There we go. Like that. And like that, I mean, again, you could easily leave it like that and start again just placing, you can start, obviously now the middle is less kind of in the middle now, because that kind of goes out a little bit farther. So even though that's in the middle of the actual kind of triangle, because of that, it feels, I think, less like it's in the middle. But what I like to do here is go out another kind of at least two like that, and kind of bring this whole section out another couple of stairs. And then once you're done, you get something like this, and this is already starting to look quite cool. Now, one of the good things about A-frame houses is that they can easily be adapted into either really modern builds or kind of a more kind of rustic feel, or even kind of older type medieval or Viking houses, because kind of mead halls used to have this kind of A-frame build. So it's a very versatile build and very good for kind of starter houses as well, just because you don't have to build walls, which is always a plus. But anyway, from here, as you can see, it's the kind of same thing as we did in the last one. You kind of decide where you want to put a kind of main beam. So I think we will actually. Shall we put it? Let's put it there. Let's put it there. Actually, in the center, this one. There, like that. And then, yeah, you kind of carve out where you want. So let's actually, just for something a little bit different, let's put the door in an actual frame like that. And then maybe we'll have another one here. So I'm kind of just making this up just as I kind of see fit. Let's start by putting a kind of wall there. Like that. You can of course change that if you want, all up to you. And then maybe here we have a different kind of color, different happening, and actually some glass would fit well in there, and we would have to knock out that one. Yeah, let's knock out both of those like that, and maybe even that one there. There we go, just so we have something there, and you can kind of start to see. And you can easily do something different. It's kind of up to you. Over here you can see what I quite liked. I made another kind of slanted line with stairs there, and I kind of added and emphasized that sloping roof with the windows there as well. And then just on the other side I went for a very plain roof. Now, kind of added a really crazy dormer window on the side here. So you can easily, if you so wish, you can add, you know, different things onto the roof. For instance, you could easily, if you so choose, wanted to do that, you can add a chimney on one side quite happily, you know, something like that. That easily kind of works out. That's quite nice on that side. On this side, you could easily, like I have here, add a slanted kind of window like this, and I just kind of wanted to ape the same kind of style that we had on the side. But what you could also do is just a very kind of simple, let's go in 1, 2, 3, like that. Actually, I want to go up one, I think, like that. So I think that's, yeah, that's there. So what we can do is here, we can, actually, let's go in one more, or out one more, I should say. There we go, something like that. And then kind of just use a window here as well, like just a very kind of standard kind of triangle shape. There we go, something like that. There we go. And you could easily add something like that, just a very standard one. Something that also works well, I think, is a different color, and actually just using a very kind of plain box. So there we go, something like that. Maybe up one more. Let's go up one more like that, so we can knock all of this out. There we go. Let's do a kind of border like that here, and let's put one down here as well. There we go, and we can knock all that out here. There we go, like that, and that kind of gives a really kind of different feel, and it kind of makes it look like, you know, you've got a kind of module coming out of the house as well. I quite like that, and it's a very different shape. And the thing with these A-frame houses is, I think you need to be bold, you know, a lot of different lines. That's what you want to go for, kind of shapes, lines and shapes. So very kind of striking shapes. I think that's the thing that really kind of makes these houses stand out. So actually, no, I want to do it on this one, I think. There we go. Something like that. But you see, you have a lot of different choices and options. And in fact, what you could also do, if you wanted, maybe if we, let's see, if we, well, you wouldn't do it maybe on this one, but you could, again, you could kind of make a bit of a, there you go. I quite like that, actually. That's not too bad. I didn't think that would work, but again, adding little sections to the build, I think really works out well. So there you have it. That's how to kind of build an A-frame house. I hope I've given you a lot of ideas and inspiration for that. I didn't want to do a kind of block by block how to build a house for this one. I thought I'd try something different. Let me know if you like it. If you did, like a comment is always very much appreciated. And of course, make sure you subscribe for more build tutorials. If you'd like to see me do any other type of tutorials, then let me know as well. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Ector. This is how to build an A-frame house, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.